Yeah, good. Super. So, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you here in this session of Inspiring the Mind project. Today, I think we have very interesting topic from CAMILLA Frontinati, right? Yep.
Right.
About the development of professional career in education for young and women. I think this is a very touchy topic related to what we are doing in Inspiring the Mind, especially we are working or we are developing or try to find a way to include underrepresented group. And I think woman is one of this underrepresented group in our society. So actually, I would like because we was discussing with Camila 5 minutes ago that the session will be brainstorming and discussion. So I don't need to steal a lot of your time. I would like to give you the floor, introduce yourself, and then start your talk. Yeah, please, Camila.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tamer. And thank you for inviting me to this program and this session. I come from Italy. I will introduce myself, then I will ask where are you from and some information about you. And then I will tell you about the tool of mentoring for professional development of women and young people. That is my job, and I will show you some case studies and some practical experiences I had, and then I will invite you a bit in interactive part of this session, just to brainstorm together on how mentoring could be used as a tool in your organizations. So as I said, I'm from southern Italy. I have more than 7 years experience in designing and management of mentoring programs, and I worked with one-to-one mentoring, group mentoring programs for university and MBA students, cross-country and cross-company mentoring programs, and also mentoring woman-to-woman or mixed. And also mentoring for students and fragile people. And I will show you some of the programs I have designed in this year for young women, students in high school, and also female students in STEM fields in universities here in Italy. I work for the Fondazione Ortygia, and I manage mentoring programs and women empowerment and young empowerment programs, and we also do executive education. And I studied economic and social sciences at Bocconi University in Milan. Okay, so before going ahead with my presentation, I would like to ask you where are you from and which is your field of work, if you would like to share with me.
How we start? Maybe we can start ladies first with Katrina.
Okay, thanks, Summer. I'm from Slovakia. And working in venture capital, so investing in early stage startups in the climate space.
Thank you.
Maybe Michela. Okay, maybe.
Okay.
Davide, yeah, please go ahead.
I come from Italy, from Sicily, and I program project manager of Consorzio Solco and team of project in Inspiring the Mind.
We have Antonio and then maybe Marco. Antonio? Okay, maybe I can introduce Antonio. Antonio is a professor in Alicante University, and he also with us in Inspiring the Mind. He is the lead of that education program, so he tried to like organize the education program from the academic side. Mirko? Okay, so maybe I can jump. I am Tamer from Tromsø University. I am the coordinator of Inspiring the Mind project. And my main concern is how we can make our society in general more inclusive and more diverse. So this is actually the core idea or the core mission of the Inspiring the Mind. I
Thank
think,
you.
yep. If there is anyone who would like to present himself or herself, Daniela, would you like to present yourself? Okay, yeah. So maybe we
Okay.
can start. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think that maybe later we will speak about mentoring. I think that you may have also some experiences in that sense, but I will share my experience and maybe we will exchange ideas. I'm so passionate about this topic because I think that mentoring is a great tool to change the world. So this is useful to any one of us who has a mission. And mentoring is a matter of meeting between peoples and between diversities. And so the power of mentoring to me in these years of experience is the facilitation and foster of connection between people experiences and of course above all diversities, because mentoring creates a fertile ground where competencies, talents, aspirations and values can take shape and flourish. And this is really important for communities and also for professional and personal development. So I will give you some definition of mentoring. Mentoring is a voluntary partnership through which a person with a senior experience, that is the mentor, share her knowledge, skills, and experience in order to support someone who is the mentee in achieving their professional development objectives and goals. Mentoring is sharing, is not a training, but is about building a trust relationship as an opportunity for growth. And so the main benefit from the mentees is to have a privileged view on the experience and choices that characterize the career path of the mentor in order to become more conscious in their professional path. So through mentoring, people can gain a guide to achieve goals. They can gain inspiration, a better knowledge of the job market, more self-awareness, and how to take conscious choices. And also they can enhance their strength and overcome their weaknesses, and they can grow in self-confidence and ambition. So this is why mentoring is so important for development, above all for women and young people, or in general for minorities or fragile groups also. I will show you some real cases I've seen in my job in order to make it more real. And I will speak you about mainly two programs. The first one, a Young Women Empowerment Program, that is a program targeted to female students at the end of the university who chose STEM scientific subject in the university. So here in Italy, women that chose STEM fields are a minority in this moment. And then My Future Body, that is a program of growth and vocational guidance for high school students in Southern Italy. The YEP, Young Women Empowerment Program, is a professional development program, as I said, aimed at university students from Southern Italy. And the goal is to offer to the new generation of women useful tools to guide their academic and career choices, and also enhance their merit and promote ambition and confidence in themselves and in the future. These are the main goals and the main achievement of a mentoring program. So the result that we expect every year: improve the trust in the future, knowing better how to approach the job market, support young female students in acquiring a better self-awareness, by enhancing strength and encouraging them to be ambitious. And also we try to foster a role model culture. So we invite professionals and managers to become mentor of younger women, and so to assume the responsibility of role modeling younger people who are approaching the path they already had. And also mentoring in this program is really useful as a bridge between generations. So it's a great manner to mind the intergenerational gap. And it has an important value to create communities of young women and professionals and companies that are committed in the growth of talents and in the culture of giving back. These are some information about the women, the students who join our program. Yeah, I will show you later the numbers. They are now in the Z generation. So they are idealistic, ambitious, but also insecure about their future. But they imagine their future as satisfying, happy, and uncertain, as I said. In our case, we work with young women in Southern Italy. A part of them would love to build a career here in Southern Italy that is not properly the easier path to follow. But through this program, they will have also the chance to have role models that manage to do it. And what they are looking for in a company, in an employer, they look for respect, trust, meritocracy, and work-life balance. These are some of the experiences they shared at the moment of the application to our program. For example, I would like to feel a bit like the Samantha Cristoforetti of scientific research. So they are, this girl was really ambitious at that moment already. And also there is the theme of the difficulties that a young woman can face in male-dominated industries and sectors in Italy. So, for example, compared with a man of our own category, we are often put in second place. With this experience, I would like to stop feeling inferior to someone, reevaluate myself as a person and as a professional in my sector, and find my place in the world. Then we have an engineer student, for example. She said, for years, I have been, I experienced the typical cliche of contemporary society. Many people have accused me of inadequacy with respect to my path because I'm a woman and I choose an engineer study, for example. So they look for women empowerment, of course, opportunity for the South, awareness, self-confidence, a door to the job market, and inspiration. Every year we work with more than 100 students and more than 100 mentors that are professionals and managers coming from different industries in Italy. And we work with the main universities here in southern Italy. And as I said, we work with female students who choose scientific career path. So business, economics, engineering, math, physics, and all this type of fields. And our mentor comes from Italy, but also from other countries all over the world. And this mentoring program is an online mentoring program. So the advantage of it is that these students from Southern Italy can really came in contact with experiences, markets, industries, and corporations from countries that are really different and far from what they are used to. And this is really an advantage of this program. These are the results of this type of program, the YEP mentoring program. And so you can see that mentoring is really effective in order to promote and foster the professional development of these women and these young people. 96% of them believe that they, thanks to the program, they have acquired a better understanding of the logic of the world of work. 90% of them said they have acquired greater ambition, gained more confidence in the future, greater awareness of their strengths, and also a greater awareness of their professional possibilities. The mentoring is also a path really satisfying for mentors because they can understand better the aspirations, desires, challenges, and difficulties, attitudes of today's young people, and this is really important in every organization. And they also improve and develop mentoring skills, active listening, leadership skills also, and managerial skills. And they gain enthusiasm, stimulation, and positive energy. So mentoring is a tool that is a two-way, that benefits two-way mentors and mentees. Some achievements that are more concrete in this program that I manage, a lot of successful application for opportunities, a successful presentation, so a CV, interviews with companies, and also a lot of them receive job or internship offer. In all this achievement, there are a lot of ingredients. First of all, a better self-confidence. So participants, students that decide to apply for a position or for an opportunity that before this program they didn't feel enough for that opportunity, for example. And we also do, I also want to share with you a comparison between the pre and post of our mentoring program. And we have a better outcomes in all these dimensions. So the understanding of the dynamics of the world of work, awareness of strengths and weaknesses, clarity about one's professional goals, and this is of course one of the main important also starting point for them who are facing now entering now in the world of work, confidence in the future, and self-esteem. So these are just some experiences they left us at the end of the program. but are something that I already told you, sharing the numbers before, so I leave it in the slides. And this is one of them who won our competition at the end of the program, who used this image to describe her experience. Yep, was the experience I needed in this moment for my personal growth, and now that it has come to an end, I can say that I can help myself, help me distinguish my learning path in before and after. The path with my mentor allowed to find my colors. It enriched me and began to light a road that seemed dark before. Francesca, my mentor, supported and encouraged me with and all the people I've met in this month, and I will to whom I will always be grateful. I've started to discover my worth, and even if the role is still long, I'm ready to start working it. So she described really in a simple but effective way the experience of this mentoring program. I will give you quickly some information also about another mentoring program that is that I designed and I manage for younger people that are high school students. In this case, mentoring had also a function of vocational guidance and orientation towards university. We had psychologists and sociologists in the classrooms. That is not the mentoring part, but also we involved undergraduate and recent graduate students who join our YEP program in order to become the mentor themselves to younger people. So they came back to their city, their high school, their region, and they supported and helped younger people in high school to understand better how to take conscious decisions in order to understand what criteria to use when choosing a university path or a job. So also in this case, we had really good results, and we work with 500 male and female students of the 4th year of in 20 high schools, and we had 50 buddies, so 50 mentors who supported their paths, their growth. And we worked on vocational guidance. The 83% of them improved their knowledge of university paths and job. Self-consciousness, 82% of them became more aware of their strengths, resources, aspiration, and they gained more confidence in their abilities. And as I said before, criteria and how to take conscious decision that can be aligned with one's values and objectives. Ludovica and other students from another high schools told us that this experience helps them believe more in their abilities and follow their path with more determination. And thanks to the journey, we managed to become aware of our potential. Okay, so I finished my part of presentation just to making you understand better how the tool of mentoring can be used to improve and deal with the professional development for women and for youngers. But of course, it can be used for other categories of people, communities, and organizations. And so I I would like that you try to imagine how mentoring can be used in your organizations or for your personal professional development. So we can discuss with who of you is interested in brainstorm together. And before that, I will give you some hints on other use or other functions and achievement of mentoring activities. And as I said, the core of mentoring is that people are mobilizing a virtuous relationship of mutual exchange, learning, sharing, and meeting of experiences, encouraging a culture of proximity that breaks barriers, foster diversity, inclusion of diversity, that can be gender inclusion, intergenerational inclusion, people with disabilities, as I face in other type of experience, thanks to the transition from me to we. This is the power of sharing, as I used to call it. So mentoring can connect people, build and strengthen communities, encourages and share, encouraging the share of knowledge in an organization, promotes the dissemination and development of best practices, can improve relational skills, empathy, managerial skills, and people development skills. It supports and encourages people growth. And it allows also to provide personalized attention, because mentoring programs, a lot of them are one-to-one programs. So at the very beginning, the couple of mentor and mentees establish their goals, and each mentoring path is a unique and personalized mentoring path. In our mentoring program, the mentor and the mentees meet together for 6 months, one per month. And so you can understand that is a really personalized attention that mentees receive. Mentoring also strengthens organization identity, because it is a great tool to share values, mission, objectives, vision, in an effective way, in a more human way, because also it moves intrinsic motivations. So you really have the chance to work with values, motivation, objectives, and so this is really important for professional development, and also, of course, for the development of a community or of an organization. Okay, I think that I spoke too much for the moment. I would like to see if there are some questions, or if you want to share with us if you already use the mentoring in your job, or if you want to brainstorm on how mentoring could help your job and your organizations. Caterina, yeah.
Thank you so much, Camilla. That was really, really interesting. I actually have 2 questions. I'm not sure if we have the time. But question number 1 would be if you guys somehow work with the mentors, if they have any training that they need to go through, and if also periodically they need to be sort of retrained, or, you know, if there is some sort of education behind. And my second question, I understand for also mostly from the feedback of the young women that were mentored, that it's sometimes a lot about them being females in a male-dominated world. So I would be really interested in your opinion whether you think it would be relevant to actually work just as much, if not more, with boys and with men, rather than with the girls.
Okay, thank you, Caterina, for your questions. The first one, I start from that one. Yeah, we will. We used to train all the mentors but also all the mentees. For mentees is setting the expectations and also learn to dealing and leading the mentoring relationship, because for the mentees this is their first chance to start dealing with the world of work. So they have the responsibility of this relationship, and this is really important because they come from university, and here, at least in Italy, at university, you are not so trained to take the lead. It's more passive, is not active. So this is the first the big first benefit they have. And yes, we train mentors, and we do a session of 2 hours at the very beginning for all of them, where we teach them how to use active listening, empathy, of course, how to understand the needs of their mentees, and also how to maintain a non-judgmental approach to their mentee, because this is really important, because the mentors will share their experience, but the choices and the objectives of the mentee are their personal choices, so they are responsible for their choices. And then during these 6 months, as I said, we support the mentors and also the mentees with 2 other moments of workshop and sessions together. And we also involve a coach, a professional coach, who help the mentors on soft skills like giving feedback, receiving feedbacks, and other useful skills in order to act the role of a mentor. Regarding the second question, so what about mentoring programs with also boys, both as mentee and the mentors? I guess this was your question, Caterina. Yeah, because you're right. YEP is a whole female program, because we wanted to face this specific kind of minorities that are girls in STEM and in the scientific field. We would like, and I think that we will experiment also in this program to have male mentors. Because they because it can has of course a value, and I worked and I managed other programs where we had a little part of male mentors as an experimentation, and it has worked well. There is a little difference, but is not a main one. Since there is this bias stereotypes in Italy about women at work, women in STEM fields, a female mentor can have an experience that is nearer, perhaps what the mentees could live, but is also really important to have male mentors, because they are in the organization. So of course it's important that they feel this matter, this topic, and they start to deal with it. And I think that a mentoring program is a great opportunity for that. And of course, in the professional development program, a male professional such as a female have a lot of experience and competencies to share with younger people.
Thank you so much. Makes sense. Just a side comment, as I work in venture capital, there is also a huge gap in funding that goes towards male companies, or male founders and female founders, or even mixed teams. And the female founders often complain that we don't need more you know, more programs, more mentorships, more coaching. We just need to more money to be invested in our companies. So that's why this question came to my mind, whether that's something that you also feel like would be really beneficial.
Yeah, but this is a matter of female entrepreneurs, or
yeah,
both.
it's mostly
speaking.
yes, mostly female entrepreneurs, but operating in a very male-dominated world. So if they come to an investor, 9 times out of 10, these investors are all men. So it's harder for them to get the investment than it's for men.
Okay, so they feel this kind of discrimination in that sense.
Yes, sort of bias. Yes.
Yeah, sort of bias. Okay, yeah. So in this field, in this case, the cross gender mentoring program could work. Work in order to makes the male investor more aware of this bias and maybe change the things. Yeah, perhaps. I've not experience in that field, but it could be a good experimentation.
Yeah, could be.
Actually, I have a question for Katrina. Why, Katrina, we have this sort of discrimination against women from your point of view? Because, you know, if I am an investor and I will pay money, I will do care about the personality, I will do care about the performance of the person who will use this money, not if this person male or female. So why do you think these things is happen?
I don't think it's discrimination. I think it's not, it's subconscious. But, investors in many cases are white, middle-aged, well-educated men from very good backgrounds in terms of education, financial background, and so on. And I think they do a lot of sort of pattern matching, and they see a type of or profile of a successful or to be successful startup founder, and that is usually a white man from a top university graduate or dropout. And when there is a difference in this image, it's the person usually is much more scrutinized, so what also the female teams say is that the questions they receive from investors are much harder than the questions the males receive.
Yeah.
So I think it's not really something that they want to do, but it's probably something they have been doing for the past 20 years. So it's the change is quite slow. Even though there is actual studies that show that mixed teams perform much better and they return much they have higher returns than all male teams.
Thanks, Katrina. But I have a question for you, Camilla, actually. You are working with a woman in STEAM field, and you figure out this sort of not discrimination, but there is a gap there. But do you think this gap also existing in other fields than STEAM?
Sorry, no, I think if this gap
Is this gap between male and female existing in other fields than STEAM, like in humanity or social science or?
Okay. With respect to the enrollment in universities, for example, so at the moment of the choice of the university fields, there is a gap because female women choose more humanistic path and men choose scientific path. In the world of work, so after the studies. There is a gap in all industries and all sectors, actually, in Italy, but also in Europe. We have a salary gap, for example, and this is not something that is depends so much on scientific or humanistic fields. So we have more women in humanistic fields with respect to scientific ones, but the gender gap is generalized in the world of work, and this has to deal with lack of work-life balance offered by the employers, for example, and a gap in giving the conditions to reconcile work and private life, for example. But we don't work so much with women in humanistic fields because we know that they are well represented. Even if nowadays the scientific fields are the most important ones, so the scientific competencies are really important. So once again, women risk to lose field because they strengthen and they choose to study other type of competencies. So this is something that has a mirror in the world of work that is more and more requiring scientific competencies. All the world of information technology, artificial intelligence, engineering, digital. So encouraging women to choose this field is important. And it's true that there is a bias in families, in society, in primary school, etc.
And then
I don't know what do you think. What about your countries?
Sorry?
I don't know what do you think, Tamer, about this. I don't know what about your country.
Yeah, actually, I was about to comment here because I had a couple of interviews over the last months, and it was very strange for me. I interviewed people, women and men from Europe, but from different countries, and they gave me the same figure as you said now. And this actually shocked me that in the working environment, the European working environment, that for the salary, for example, they didn't give the woman the same salary as the men who are working at the same position.
Yeah.
So this is, for me, it's a bit strange. Shocked.
Yeah.
It was a shock for me. Yeah. Here, I think in Norway, they try to make this balance, but I think we still have this, like the gap in STEM field. So the gap in STEM field is existing. I think also the people who are working, like Katrina highlighted in her comment, that the people who are hiring people, like the hiring committee, sometimes they are in favor of the men, not women. Of course, investors, if you speak about investing and creating companies and so on, I think also here the same pattern, Katrina, like, investor like to put money or invest money where they find the CEO a man in front of them also. So I think this is a major challenge that we need to find a way to solve also.
Yeah, I'm just showing you another presentation that I didn't think about putting in this one,
Yep.
but where we share numbers of this gap, this gender gap in university field and also in the world of work. And so, as you see, in Italy, women graduate more than men in general. and they graduate better than men also with the higher scores.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, only 80% of them enroll in a university course in a STEM path, against of 39% of men, for example. And that was the university gap that I told you before. With respect to employment rate,
The figures switched.
yeah, is the other way
That's the other
around.
way, yeah.
And some of the reason that in Italy affect these numbers, this phenomena, is the presence of preschool children. So women who has little children start experiencing this gap. Also the part-time versus full-time. 1 in 9 women is employed in low-paying jobs, for example. Also because as now STEM and scientific jobs are well paid, more with respect with others. And also this results in wage disparity in overall earnings and also in a disparity in the pension they receive. So in a couple, the men, if they have to choose, the men gain more, so the men go ahead in their career, and the woman lose her field even more.
Yeah.
And then there is a bias in women in topical position in companies, board members, directors, CEO, CFO in Italy 2021. These are the percentages that are really, really low. We are under the European wage, of course, in these indicators. Yeah, and these are some like reasons why we have this. Some others are worse employed with respect to women who had no children, for example, because they take the burden of the family. Also because the men gain more, and so it's strategically more safe that the men will invest in their career with respect to the women.
So you're saying the family relation or the duties that the women have with their families affect here?
Yeah, because in the family they like, in order to deal with family
issue or so, yeah,
responsibilities, they just share not equally because a lot of reason, but also because of it, perhaps. But I think that new generations now are changing also this equilibrium. So I'm optimistic. Yeah.
Maybe so far the number is not good, but maybe with such programs that you are running, the programs that we are running, Inspiring the Mind, we try to make something like this.
Yeah, this is the first year we will study the impact of our program. So we have a team of researchers from the Department of Economics of the University of Naples. They will study the impact of our program in an experimental way. So we will have our participants and then a control groups that won't take part to the program, and they will study how the program affects their also career success in career in the next years. So yeah, we hope that this, together with a lot of other things that Italy can do, will change the
something.
Yeah. Even if studies say that the gender gap will be filled in a lot of years from now, actually. But we have to start from somewhere.
It will not be filled automatic. We need some people try to
Yeah.
try to reduce the gap. And this is what you are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you, Tamer.
I don't
Yeah.
know if there is any comments or feedback or questions from our audience.
And because also diversity is really important,
Yes.
as you said at the beginning. So we
Yes.
are more, we have more value, and we develop more societies and countries
Yes. And
exploding.
we can't move again is a challenge that we have now. Climate change, the war everywhere, conflict here, political conflict, everything without having the 50% of our society. So
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
include the woman. And here actually I would like to highlight inclusion doesn't mean only the woman, but it's include as well other underrepresentative group like people with disability. They have the right to live. People from developing country who are living in Europe, for example, they have the right to contribute to our society. So I think the word inclusion is a bit much bigger than woman, but today you give like an example that focus on this point. So this is the figures related to this inclusion of women in society, in workspace, and in education in general.
Yeah, I think that I perfectly agree with you, and I think that now there is more attention on gender gap, but I think that companies, society, but also countries should pay more and more attention to all other diversities and minorities. I totally, yeah, I totally agree with you. But I know and I see that now, at least in Italy, the gender gap, the women thing is more faced. That is great because at least we start from one of them. But I also worked with for mentoring programs for example, with people with disabilities who enrolled in a university course, and that was great. We had, for example, people with problem of blindness, for example, enrolled in engineering. And one of them, I know they had a great path thanks to their mentor too. And they, for example, work in the development of inclusive tools and technologies in a big corporation in Italy. So yeah, all these kind of programs are really powerful in those cases. And yeah, we have to work with all the diversities, minorities. Yeah.
With all of this in our society. Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think in order to have inclusivity here in our session, so any more question from our colleagues, comments? Yep. If not, I have a last comment not related to your talk, Camelia, and it's just for our project. Do you think is it okay for you at some stage in the coming months to interview you as a success story? Because actually what we are doing in our project, we are not just giving like such great lecture as you did today in order to inspire the mind of the people and so on, but also we try to show success story. And I think what you are doing in this project is great in order to show, okay, we are not alone. There is other researcher, other company, other NGO are working together in order to make this diversity. So I do hope that maybe at some stage we can like have
Yeah.
it will be like 20 minutes or so just to reflect the same numbers, try to share it how you are doing it and what is the value that society can get out of this.
Yeah, of course, of course. I would love to.
Super. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So if no comments, I would like to thank you very much, Camelia, for this very interesting, deep and insight topic. And I think this actually today lecture is add to our portfolio of guest lecture, because I think Katrina, this is This is one of the few lectures that highlight with numbers how we can try to fit this gap somehow in, and I think this is the only lecture in the STEAM field. So
I think so,
this,
yes.
yeah, this is the only lecture in STEAM field. So I think this is great opportunity to have you here with us, and thanks for all of our audience, and wish you a nice weekend.
Thank you very much to all of you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.